Hello.
Well, hello there.
My name's Valerie Shellhammer, and I'm one of the social workers in the oncology department. When I first started working in oncology, I heard about Rachel's Hugs, and it was kind of like a buzz around clinic, like, oh, so and so's getting their hug. Like, it was a big deal. And it wasn't until I experienced it for myself that I saw the impact that it has on patients and really the whole family. And you guys always go above and beyond with your wishes. It's always more than what the kids ask for or are hoping for, and so there's always some little surprises thrown in, and it's great for us as a clinic to be able to come around a family and a child getting their wish, and just to be able to see the joy that it brings.
And
It's
you kind of mentioned how we go above and beyond, and a lot of that is able to happen because of we get a lot of extra insight um,
yeah.
into the kids from you all that are there. You're interacting with them more often. They might not include their favorite color on the application, or some of their extra hobbies that they do in their free time, and really getting those small extra bits of information from all of you allow us to kind of maximize how all the different angles that we can take to doing one thing. Some of those, what are some really memorable moments that you've had in delivering some of the hug requests?
Some of the really memorable moments have been in the hospital when kids are spending weeks, and they get down and they get, and a lot of times you guys are so great about making it a surprise. And so we just walk in one day, and they're like, oh my gosh, and everybody's so happy, and just to see the smile on their faces, it just, when nothing else can make them smile, none of us can really they see us every day and they're just like, yeah, but I just want to go home. But if once they get that like personalized gift, and all the little surprises that go with it, they're just overjoyed. And so there was a young lady who, she had kind of been thinking about her wish for a long time, and she finally settled on she wanted a shopping spree. And so she had a few phone calls with Mary, and when we were able to deliver her gift, she was like the mom was like, wow, they really listen to like every store that she likes. All of her favorite stores are in here, and she was just amazed. And then she's like, even the little stuffed animal reminds us of our puppy, and we just got a new puppy and we were talking about it. And she was just like, they really do pay attention to every detail and everything we tell them, even when it seems like a casual conversation and stuff. So and it really lifted her spirit. She was in clinic that day unexpectedly and having to stay all day, and she sat there with her gift cards and shopped, and she had a great time, and I checked back in like, what'd you pick out? And mom was like, I really want to thank them because she's been going through such a hard time, and this really just lifted her spirits, and made her feel really special. So, and we appreciate you guys so much. I mean, every time a kid's like, thank you, I'm like, it was Rachel and Henley Foundation.
Yeah.
I just did the paperwork and sent an email. But I mean, in every interaction that I've had with your team, I mean, everything just goes so smoothly, and you guys are just so on top of it and so pleasant and nice and fun to work with. And like I said, it's just a huge deal for us whenever Rachel's Hugs is mentioned in our clinic. I just come running, even if I don't know the patient. I want to see them
Yeah,
open their gifts. So it just
absolutely.
brings everyone so much happiness. So
Yeah, well, and that's what it's all about, is spreading smiles and creating memories for everyone that gets the opportunity to be involved. And
cool.
I really thank you for taking the time to do it, and sharing.
Yeah, well, thank you so much, and look forward to the auction.
Heck yeah, lots of good stuff in there. So when you kind of look back over the last 7 years, what's the kind of stuff that comes to mind for you?
I think the biggest thing is just that you guys followed through and you're still there and you've grown. Because I remember the very first meeting with Mary and Kelly, and they were pitching the hug idea. We're like, oh yeah, that's great. We've had these before, with different organizations, and they kind of do one or two and then peter out and disappear. So we're like, oh, okay, we'll give it a college try. But you guys have like by far exceeded what we could have even imagined. And just how much you went from, just doing a handful of hugs the first year, and trying to figure out like what to do and how and all of that, up to now that like all our kids are getting hugs, and adapting through COVID and all the stuff you do for the Christmas parade, which makes life so much easier for us. And all the little things like getting thermometers for our kids. Seems like a silly little thing, but it means so much to us to be able to have those resources to give to our families. And that's something I never would have imagined way back when we had that first meeting in the little.
What are some that we've done over the last year or so that stand out to you?
One made me think really a lot about Rachel and really her dream. We have a 24-year-old that still comes to us because they have a childhood cancer. And that kind of age group, the young adults kind of get missed. They're not eligible for a lot of the programs. They're not eligible for Make-A-Wish. A lot of the other programs like Joy Jars and things like that are for kids, little kids. And so there's not a whole lot for them. And they're already coming into a pediatric facility. And so it's kind of like this, awkward thing for them. And so it was so great to offer her the hug. And she was absolutely floored with the generosity. And they had said they're big gamers. And the boyfriend comes all the time, and they're huge into games, but their game system was out of date and really, really slow. So they wanted a new, forgive me, but PlayStation 5 maybe, some sort of video game that's hard to find. And you guys followed through, and they were so grateful. And they're like, can you believe these people do this for us? And they're just going to give it to me for nothing. And they're just doing it. And just so appreciative that somebody would think of them in a time where they're kind of this kind of lost group of kids. And it really made me think of Rachel, because that's kind of her age group, and how her legacy is really living on. And and talking with this patient about their game, and then once they got it up and running, and they said, oh my goodness, they gave me gift cards too so I can buy games. Can you believe that? And just overwhelmed. And so it's just so good for them to have something to look for. And I just kept feeling Rachel there, and like this is truly Rachel's dream.
What's maybe something that you're looking forward to with our partnership over the next year or so?
Well, of course, I'm looking forward to the Water Blaster party coming back, of course. But I think I'm just most excited for your creativity, because you guys come up with things that we would never think of that we need, or you ask what things we need, and we have like some crazy ideas that have never been fulfilled that you guys will fulfill. And so there's things that we can't even imagine at this point that you guys do. And like thinking of like remodeling the teen room in inpatient, it's not even something that was on our radar, and you guys did. And then the refrigerators that you came up with to donate to families that are in the hospital, so that they, especially the kids that are there for a long time that are really immune compromised, can have a fridge in their hospital room, to keep food and have it be safe and sanitary instead of with everybody else's. Not on our radar. And so the stuff that you guys come up with, and just continues to blow my mind. And so appreciate everything you guys do. You do so much for us. You are truly my favorite group of people. And you take care of our patients, you take care of our staff, you take care of the parents and the siblings, and we just really appreciate you. And my life is better having all the Rachel and Henley's volunteers in my life. So thank you for everything you do.